4 seconds and counting. Hi people, we're live again from the fireside chat. So this is the boot sequence. This will be the raw video, and if there's anything worth salvaging, you can clip it out later. Personally, I like tediously laboring through the whole clips myself. If I reviewing other people's diaries and things, I really like every grunt and moan, don't you? Anyway, so yep, another Windows Movie Maker attempt. Just made it back to the old hacienda from the point south, little goat refuge. Another county or so down, must should remain nameless to protect their anonymity. So pardon me while I peruse the. All right, we don't actually have a fire uh, to go with the fires. Well, actually, there's some cardboard we could burn, but that's not really pathetic excuse for a fire. But you know, so I was gonna try to get this other Sony booted up that we use for backup. Not sure if it's worthwhile subjecting y'all to this, but just so you know, kind of what I'm up against. Uh, so. Yeah, I'm still pretty wiped out from the road, but the glow of the electronic fire. And of course, this doesn't have the enter key. It has FN enter, so find it. Did I hit enter? Well, it's starting. Okay, it started. And interesting thing about that same time that we vacated the farm, some plasma discharge took out the phone charging circuit. So fortunately, I had this old derelict phone floating around. That's been floating around my joint for years now, and even has a halfway salvageable battery in it. So it will charge. The display is gone. The display is totally. I mean, you can. It's really nothing left to be seen of the display, but it'll light up and place chirps and definitely charge the battery that I put in it. So that's the main thing. So I can use this to charge the phone, my actual phone, which is my antique shred. Which where is it? Oh, here it is. Just for the record, y'all can it says pretty much the same venerable antique. Oh, here we are. Let me see. Okay, goats. So a friend of the family gave us this nice little student bay. It's got Wi-Fi and pretty good graphic system, excellent sound. So unfortunately the USB ports are a little corrupted, so that's why I can't use it for camera work. But it doesn't have any problem with audio. It's got a good sound system, so we'll probably end up using that as the remote projection unit. So we'll have files hosted on that that we can drop in a hat if we need to. But we won't. All the critical work will be done not on Sony, but will continue to be done on this here. Okay. So give me just a second and boot up the system tray here. Sunday already. Alright, Sunday, March 9th. The 10th, we have doing an appointment on the old van tagged for failure to registration in the host state, where it's been obviously garaged for like years now. Say no goat, man. This van, Florida, Ohio, I mean, it's insane, really. But anyway, the goats know it's their van. They don't care what tag I put on it. So anyway, that'll have to definitely appear on that tomorrow. Even though the ticket was checked, it could be prepaid for some reason when I went in. They had a sudden desire to see me in person. So I said, yes, you'll have to see this in traffic court. Be there, be square. So that's like about $100 or something. Typical fine. Hopefully we can cover that in a week or two's worth of puttering. All right, looks like we have system tray. The Avast quit spinning. Nope, the little steering wheel is still spinning. Okay, I have it set up on a nautical theme normally. Used to start up and have it has like seashells and fish and waves and all that bit. So the cursor is when the cursor is if it's Windows working or busy in background, so like a little sailing like spoked wheel that spins in either direction. And the startup sounds are like water splashing and fish gurgling, that sort of thing. But ever since recent events, I've really just left this last wallpaper on it, which is a the weeping goat that was on Live Journal. I think one of the bloggers out there that if you deleted an account, your page would be met, or visitors to your page would be met with this crying goat image because the page, that account was not found. So, of course, being a goat icon, I had to snag it. So I've used it ever since, pretty much as a nice general goat icon. When tears are called for, that's the one I use. Okay, doesn't seem to be. Oh, I have to close out Discover, whatever that is. Interestingly, not listed in the system programs. Can't get rid of it. Gotta go through it every time. Finally got the Veil update to start. Then there's camera software. Since I'm not using, go ahead and exit out of that. So I'm trying to get some music here. Yeah, I've got all the. It's like entertainment media on this. So. Hmm. Let's let that one charge for a bit. Oh, I'm still capturing all. Uh, 9 minutes of this garbage. All right. Okay, let's get serious. All right. So, I'm in cursor here. Um, that theme, by the way, that just ending is original. Is called Beta Breakers. Sort of a study of intro for a longer set, and it just had its own particular motif, I suppose, came out of the synthesizer pretty much uncalled for. I just happened to be recording at the time, so there's actually about a 7-minute clip of that. Mostly it's fairly not as defined. Anyway, Fade to Breakers run. Where are we at? There was supposed to be some excruciating salient point that I wanted to post in this. Oh yes, the routine, the deadly routine here. Yeah, I'm pretty much getting ready to go scrub everything previously. For all you people that saw a lot of weird stuff on YouTube lately from me, I'm getting ready to scrub a lot of that and put it. I think I'm just going to scrub it at this point. I have all the archive videos. No point. I don't even want it really hosted anymore. And so that'll be disappearing shortly. If you have the URLs, you'll find that they're no longer functional momentarily. Really trying to get ready to scrap all the trains to finance the mad dash for the Black Hills, because obviously once this minor petty obligation is resolved, it's really pointless to remain in a blasted wasteland, like a war zone, trying to do what I was doing with the goats and the trains, and so yeah, that's it. So we'll be reanimating Facebook. We'll be attempting once again the eBay approach. And thanks and shout out to some people before when I tried to list the collection previously. It was crash and burn, but I learned several critical elements of surprise that will help me next time immeasurably. So we'll see what happens. Keep an eye on that. It'll be an Imster account on eBay as well. So where are we at? 11 minutes. Come on. That would seem like there was something else I was going to lay on you people. What the hell was it? Nope, nothing much. It's late, been out and about. Just came back to the old crypt. Oh, I know what I was going to touch off his cardboard for you so you can see exactly what the general's fireplace might look like in the Lion in winter, that sort of thing. And maybe we can get a brief glimpse of the general himself. It was actually Beanie's fireplace because the general didn't really have much use for it at that point. Let me see how much slack we got here. I'm sure if I ever committed this to the web, to any media at all. There's no record made of any of this stuff. Visual lighting in here. I don't know. I'm not gonna be able to see much. Okay, wait, there we go. It's back. Yeah. Yes, I'm seeing definite issues with the connectivity even on this unit. Okay, so in this scene, to the right is the General Geo Van Orden. And Flora Harriet Van Orden. Flora Mitchell Van Orden, excuse me. How did I get Harriet in there? I think that might have been my mom's middle name. Flora Harriet, yes, okay, here we go. And in the middle of my brother Mark Rod in there. So that's pretty much the mantelpiece. And there's my corners. I don't know if it's going to show. And to the right, and then my sister's has a picture. Yeah, we'll do another thing on this. I just wanted to make this fire thing. We will fed up with the whole idea of making videos anymore anyway. It used to be me and my little $19 Super 8 camera. I'd be popping down to the People's Drug to develop my film and hopefully get another pack of film. Perhaps I could make a few more animations of my little Dinkley train set or whatever, blow up a few tanks. Jeez, it was nuts. Oh, Joey, I have some cardboard here. It might be interesting little gift. Maybe we'll do that. Let me see what happens. I certainly hope that's not an important little message. I just torched off. Yep, this whole fireplace is gotten me through many a strange time. I could really use some studio help here. Production assistants, gophers, grunts, grips, whatever. Just, bring them on. Come on, people. It's gotta be in a better way. Alright, well, this may be a fireside chat after all. I don't know. Against the odds, know what I'm working with here. There's swapping out batteries, skulking around for, electrical outlets. What I wouldn't give for a nice 12-volt inverter setup. Run some line level stuff. Actual fireside chat. Truly is history to making. Also, with any luck, I'll skull open McDonald's here in a few minutes and I'll upload this. And since it's a discrete video, it should probably upload fairly, not like I'm trying to do a webcast or anything. Alright, so, I can't burn those boxes we saved for trains. We're going to need those off the boxes because the trains are going out. Oh, something was moving. Special in here? Hope not. Oh, I love burning junk mail, don't you? Well, love making sure it's burnt. I'll put a few crumbs of wood left over from my last attempt. It'll take off this time now it's dry. Fire stick there. Yeah, I very rarely anymore get inspired to go out and pick up twigs and bust up sticks and things. It's really not. I mean, you either have people to bring firewood for this puppy, and significant logs, seasoned split chunks. You don't try to run something like this on twigs. Trust me. You got twigs, you can put them in a little tin can rocket stove or something. You can't run a big fireplace like this on twigs. But you throw a couple of fat logs in there, and then you can definitely heat several rooms and cook on it and boil water, make steam, more electricity, piston turbines or whatever you need. And a bigger fire like that, of course, just warms the radiant throughput. Is just warms you to the bone from a distance. It's like hunched over a little twig fire, trying to warm your cuticles, man. And I can feel this through my boots practically. And that's just the flame is shielded from it. Most of the flame is up behind that piece of cardboard, which will soon be no more. Out at the ranch in Utah, we used to get a lot of waxed produce cartons, and so I was rolling those up. You could collapse and roll them, roll cardboard. Take one of those in my little pot belly. That was a rocket stove. It definitely, for the few brief moments it took to consume it, would definitely heat the whole stack cherry red. Alright, so this was the idea. This was the concept of actually having a fire, having pithy, toothy discourses and debates. We could have guest commentary, have do Google Hangouts type of thing. We'll see. Not like it couldn't happen, but right now there's a lot of other irons in the fire with that. And as the flames die, that's pretty much this riff, I think. Usually a brief blaze is really all that you need to say that relate the salient points of recent events. So while that's still glowing, I'll sort of peer over his shoulder here, do a countdown. Yep, the old goat boy, he's pretty tore up, man. He's about ready to call it a night. should be a little cauldron hanging with it, something like a little some potions bubbling in it. No, not me. No potions. Although a little stew pot might be nice. A little potato soup in there or something. Rice, beans. Yeah, the old bus potbelly saw many a meal cooked out there on the lone prairie. Of course, we get all the produce we could possibly handle from the factory, the factory waste, really, like processing plant waste. So it's really literally by the ton. I mean, they were trucking it in 24/7 pretty much. Some of these guys were showing up from neighboring states with like long bed trucks. They were trucking these cartons of. When I say cartons, I mean it's like a 4-foot square. It's cartons, like cartons that came on 4-foot pallets. So we were collecting the pallets. We collected the heavy cardboard shells of the cartons that like the basic shipping carton for say San Joaquin Valley produce. So you never could tell what you were going to get. You'd get boxed potatoes, boxed carrots, broccoli, onions, and then a lot of associated factory product too, like drums of ranch dressing. Found a few coffee cups from the factory lunchroom. Got left somehow left in the swept into the janitorial collections. I mean, it was oddly enough a pretty regular thing. Just people leave their coffee cups, and so they would show up with kind of interesting frequency in the fire pits at the ranch where I was at. Cause we get this stuff we're talking about yards and yards of empty bushel baskets and just flammables beyond measure. Like the cardboard, the paraffin cardboard at least. There's a lot of unparaffined cardboard. There's like a just never any stream of raw materials. So like an inventor's paradise, really. You couldn't, wire might show up. So, yeah, it was kind of interesting. A few years spent out there, and like I say, these coffee cups show up after the trash is burned off. We have to burn like onion skins, and potato peels. Get big mountains of those had to be disposed of. So, didn't want the cows really getting into the potatoes. Yeah, it's fascinating. It's all gone now. Google Earth, and now it's like a big factory, a big warehouse type, Uber developed parking area for West Salt Lake City, West Valley. Yeah, it used to be pretty much kind of pristine. I think that now on the other side of the church, still LDS church still maintains a kind of a defunct chicken ranch. It's like when I say chicken farm, I'm talking about like 2,000 square foot. Couple of 2,000 square foot buildings devoted to chickens, but it's all dormant. It's been dormant for some time. There used to have a big mob of goats and sheep that ran around there, and there was like 20 or 30 horses, were like derelict horses. They let roam on the property. They didn't care. They had the surplus. It's like a Bishop Storehouse program. They had they had so much food they couldn't get rid of it. I mean, there was like I remember walking in the barn, what used to be the barn area, like stalls that were like. Imagine like a farrow, like a brood stall for like a regular stock animal. Say it's 20 foot on the side. Imagine that pulled to the gunwale to just like loose dog food, and there's like dented cans scattered in there, and on one side there's a mountain of cereal boxes and other cans, and it's insane how much food that they couldn't even get rid of because the good stuff would have been in the system, but this was like the super, it was insane. I don't know what to do with it now. This was some years ago. Probably have more of it and less place to keep it. Alright, well, we're chewing up memory unnecessarily, so we're going to go ahead and put a cap on this. So I just want y'all to get a glimpse of the General's fireplace. And hopefully, shortly we'll be doing a regular sit-down fireside chat with intro music and, attractive spokesmodels and the whole 9 yards. So if you have any ideas along those lines, want to get involved in production and submitting ideas for skits and, halftime entertainment, by all means, G+, I'm out there somewhere. Alright, people, take care.